Hi there. Well, I'm not dead. I am alive and well and just felt like I really needed to sit down and film a video for you. I apologize if I caused any confusion or concern, and thank you all so much to everyone who has reached out to me via Instagram or private message or YouTube or email or any of those things. I really appreciate it. And again, I apologize if there was just sort of any concern that I created because I just sort of fell off the grid a little bit. I've been trying to keep up on Instagram once in a while just to sort of stay in touch with everyone to let you know that I'm okay, my family's fine, everyone's good. I just wanted some time away from YouTube. And it wasn't something that I planned, so that's why there was no sort of announcement and there wasn't any big deal made about it, because it was just something that I sort of stopped making videos, and then I continued to not make videos for a while and sort of enjoyed it. Felt like I was just enjoying the break and had a lot of time to think about YouTube and just some things that have been on my mind, so I thought I would come to you today and talk to you a little bit about that. And hopefully it doesn't feel like this bizarre stream of consciousness. It's just some things that have been on my mind. I kind of want to see where you're at with it and just talk a little bit about what my channel is going to look like going forward, and just sort of, generally catch you up to speed on my feelings about the whole YouTube thing in general. So, as I said in the beginning, nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Everybody is healthy. Everyone's happy. There's been no major changes or anything. I can understand why you would think that based on our past year or previous year with my father-in-law, but really this was just me, entirely me, just my feelings on things. So I would say in sort of going back to December, we had a lot of great things going on. We had our family cruise and things like that, and that took up a lot of time, so I was just sort of filming less. And then I filmed my December empties, and around that same time though, I think throughout the month of December, I was starting to feel that my enthusiasm, my motivation for making YouTube videos was starting to wane just a little bit. And I really spent a lot of time thinking about that. I thought, am I depressed? I'm like, I don't really feel depressed. I just think that my feelings about buying makeup or searching for new products or acquiring a lot of things was starting to change a little bit, and I was really starting to assess the things I was purchasing and how much I was purchasing them because they were things I really wanted, and how much they were things that I was purchasing because I wanted to stay relevant on YouTube. Not to say I didn't like the things I was buying, I enjoyed them, but it was like, do I really need all these things, or am I just so concerned that I won't have something to talk about? And about the same time, I saw an Instagram post by someone who I really like. Her Instagram account is called Pearls and Grace, and she always posts these really beautiful things, pictures, and I just like her style and her vibe altogether. I will link to that down below, but she talked about this documentary called Minimalism, and I didn't know anything about it, and I hadn't heard of it. So I went into Netflix and I checked it out, and my husband and I watched it. And it really just coincided at the same time that I was sort of having all these mixed feelings about YouTube, and a really just sort of a switch flipped for me. Now I want to just go ahead and say up front, I am not a minimalist. I am never going to be a minimalist. I like things. I like having things. I like shopping for things. I like acquiring things. So that's not really why it struck a chord with me. I think it was more just because it was more about just really mindful purchasing, or being very mindful and appreciative of the things that you have that you really love. And how that sort of fit into the whole YouTube channel thing for me was that when I first started YouTube, I had always really loved makeup, but I was learning a lot more about it, and there was like this big hunt for me to find things that really worked for me. I needed my perfect lid shade, my perfect transition color, my perfect foundation, a lipstick. And so there was really like this mission for me to find all these things that I felt really suited me and that I felt like I really loved. And over time, with buying so many things and talking about and reviewing things, I found some things that I really love. I've got these holy grail products. For example, one that I've talked about for a long time would be the It CC cream or Dior Lip Glow, or just any number of things. There's blushes that I have that I love. And so I started thinking, if I continue to buy more and more of these products, am I buying them because I really want or need something new? Or do I feel like I just need to have something new to talk about? I'm a very small channel. I'm not sponsored. I'm not being sent anything. So everything that I get, I buy. And I just started to really think about, why am I doing this? And I do love products and I like searching for new things, but not quite to the extent that I did before. I just have some things that I like so much. Another example would be the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics. I love that palette. I have that certain color cover that is my Holy Grail lid shade. I'm wearing it today, as a matter of fact. And so I went out and repurchased that palette, and I just kind of felt like, well, I don't want to buy another palette. I really like this one. But in order to sort of keep up with the times on YouTube and to have new things to talk about, you really kind of need to stay up on new products and be talking about the latest, greatest things. So I really started to feel like, how is that going to fit with me? Am I going to buy things that I'm just sort of about just so I can make sure that I have a new review or a new favorite or something to talk about? Or am I going to take a step back and just sort of reevaluate my YouTube and feel like, maybe what kind of videos do I want to produce? Do I want to stay on the same vein that I have been, or is there a way that I can sort of balance that out? So I haven't got it all figured out yet. I still love makeup, and like I said, I'm never going to be a minimalist. I still want to try new things, but I don't want to feel this compulsory need to have a certain amount of new beauty products or things to talk about every single month. There may be months when I would have enough things to talk about in a favorites video for you or something, but I don't want to feel like that is my goal every month, is I need to make sure I have new things to talk about. So trying to work with that a little bit and thinking about my channel going forward, I've thought that I will probably just not film as often, and also maybe add in some different content. I've thought about doing my favorites maybe quarterly or just every so often, maybe not every month. I do have a favorites video that I can film right now where I feel like I have things that I have purchased since December that are enough to create a video that are newer things that I really have been enjoying. But again, I just don't know that I want to do that every single month. I think that for me, maybe this has just run its course a little bit. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm not someone that is running a business here on YouTube. I'm just a housewife, doing this for fun. Enjoying what I'm talking about, but also wanting to be realistic. And also kind of wondering, from those of you who watch my videos, how are you feeling about YouTube? Do you feel like it's run its course? Do you feel like you still have that same excitement about YouTube videos, about beauty products specifically? Do you feel like you want to see different content? For me as a viewer, it just seems like the videos have gotten maybe a little bit redundant. The content's gotten a little bit redundant. I am sorry today, my hair keeps, my lipstick keeps pulling in my hair and it's tickling my face. That's kind of how I've been feeling. And again, I don't know if that's just me. That's why I'm kind of bouncing this off of you to see if this is just how I'm feeling or if other people may be feeling the same way. I think another aspect of it for me is that I am so not a competitive person. I will not try to compare myself to other people. I don't want to feel like I'm competing with someone to have the latest and greatest. I just want things that I like because I like them. And I don't want to feel like if I don't keep producing the latest and greatest beauty products, or don't keep talking about those things, that I can't be relevant here on YouTube. And maybe I can't, and maybe that's the thing. I'm sort of realizing that, or I don't know. So these are just a lot of the different thoughts that have been going on in my head. Also, there's been some change on YouTube that I've seen, and I should preface this by saying I have enough to worry about myself, so I'm not judging anybody else. This is just how I feel, because everyone's circumstances are different. Their disposable income's different. Their motivations are different, or whatever. But for me, I've just started to notice that maybe there is this a little bit of a vibe about sort of outdoing each other and getting more high-end items, more luxury products, having this collection of really high-end items and things, and that's just not me. I don't really just place that much importance on those kinds of things. I really like quality, but I want few things of really good quality. I don't want a whole bunch of things, whether they are low end or high end. I just don't want this large collection of things. I just want to have the things that I really, really love. So again, that sort of comes back to not wanting to just buy things to compete or to stay relevant or to compare myself to others or to show off, or any of those kinds of things. So again, I would love to hear your feedback. Just, let me know how you're feeling about those kinds of things. Have you seen some of those changes on YouTube where it seems like the bar is being set higher and higher, and that it feels like if you're not spending at a certain level for, accessories or handbags or makeup or clothing or whatever it is, that maybe you feel like you just don't fit in quite as much? Or again, is that just maybe something I'm feeling? The other thing that I kind of have been going through my mind about purchasing a lot of different products or clothing hauls or things like that is I'm trying to be very realistic about my life and the sort of activities I do and the things that I do. And it just sort of started to become funny to me when I think about, how many outfits do I need? How many shirts do I need? How many shoes do I need? Because again, I have things that I wear over and over again that I really love. That's just sort of how I am. I would rather have 5 shirts that I'm crazy about than 100 shirts that are just okay. And I also thought about what I really do in my life as far as my daily activities. I am going to the grocery store, I'm going to the pet food store, I'm taking my mother-in-law to doctor's appointments, going out to eat with my husband, or we're going birding, we love to go bird watching. And I just thought, why would I buy all these large amounts of clothing and accessories and all these types of things for the life that I lead? And again, that won't be right for everyone, because other people may have jobs and they have meetings and they have travel and they have things that they do that they actually need and really require a certain level of style for their interactions and things like that. But again, this is about sort of me, and I don't want to have this image that I portray on YouTube that's not really in alignment with what my real life is like. Again, I am a housewife. I don't need to have these great, perfectly accessorized outfits to clean my stove or to wash, to wash my bathrooms and scrub my toilets and things like that. So a lot of days I am wearing a pair of leggings and my favorite V-neck sports shirts and my tennis shoes, because that is what fits into my lifestyle and our very casual lifestyle. So, and then the other thing is also, I have to prioritize the things that are important for my husband and I. We're not wealthy people. We're very comfortable, but we can't afford to do it all. I couldn't afford to have a really high-end wardrobe with all the accoutrement with that, and then still maybe go on the vacations that we want to go on. I sort of have to pick and choose. And we've just started feeling like maybe our daily life or our experiences are more important to us than lots of stuff. And so again, this sort of convergence of watching this documentary and then just my personal feelings, changes I'm seeing on YouTube, all these things sort of started happening at the same time. And I just felt like, okay, I want to break from it. I just really want to step back and see how I'm really feeling. Am I going to miss making YouTube videos? Am I going to miss sharing all that stuff? And what I found is that I do miss YouTube. I do miss making the videos, but again, I don't want to feel like I have to produce them on a weekly basis, or I have to come up with a certain number of brand new, fresh things to share every single month. So I'm going to try to figure out how that's going to work best for me. Again, maybe a quarterly favorites. Obviously empties I still want to do. I like those videos and I like doing those videos, and I do have quite a few that I've stacked up, so that's going to be the next video that I film. And then I will do a favorites because I do have quite a few things that I do want to talk about. So I guess that's kind of it. That's just how I've been feeling. And I do miss you guys too. And I really just didn't think that anyone would really pay that much attention if I didn't film for a while. I just kind of thought there's so many other channels out there and so much content that it'll just be like, oh, we haven't seen her in a while, but whatever. And I've been so surprised, like the daily messages and things I've been getting, and that's been so touching. Thank you so much. It made me feel really good that people were saying, we miss you, we miss seeing you, we miss your videos and things like that. So please don't think that I was just ignoring everyone and kind of, blowing that off, like, whatever. I was, always surprised every time I get one of these messages saying, I hope everything's okay, I hope, and so thank you all so much for reaching out in that way. That has been just, again, very reassuring, very heartwarming, very touching just on a personal level, because ultimately, not that it needs to be said, but we're all just regular people here on both sides of the camera and interacting in this very sort of intimate way that YouTube provides for us. But I think sometimes it can be hard to remember that we're just, regular people on both sides that just have lives and other things that come up, or feelings. And so I still want this just to be, I feel like, anyway, I've always tried to just be very straightforward and very honest with you guys, and so that's why I thought I would just come to you and just talk about how I've been feeling about things, the thoughts I've had on YouTube, and I didn't really want to just sort of go on without addressing any of this. So there it is. That's sort of what's been going on. So please, again, leave me your thoughts down below. I'm sorry if I can't get to every single comment, because I'm sure you'll have some things to share and it's just probably going to be a lot, but let me know what your feelings are on the direction YouTube has gone, or if that's just my perception, what kind of content you like to see. Are you tired of empties and favorites and those kinds of things? Do you still like them? How are you feeling about maybe consumerism, if I had to call it something? Just where are you at with all of those things? Let me know. I do value your opinions. So thank you for letting me ramble on today. I appreciate you all so very much. This feels so weird today. I had taken my camera down and everything, and I couldn't remember how to focus it or do it, so who knows how this is going to turn out. But in any case, thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you very soon. Bye.